Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of LavaCraft on the MoonCraft server. And yeah, look at this. We got a big pile of diamonds and ancient debris and netherite and super valuable stuff. And why? Why are we standing on a giant pile of super valuable items? And by the way, we got mini blocks. Check them out. Super cool. We also got player heads and stuff. I've missed so much while I've been doing this building competition, you guys. I've missed MoonCraft so much. And you know what? This stuff is here. Well, this stuff is here because we don't need it anymore. That's right. It is with a heavy heart that I have to make a bittersweet announcement that MoonCraft Season 1 is over. That's right, today is my last session on the current MoonCraft server. As a group, we have decided that it's time to update. So we're going to be doing a world reset, and that's going to last until we update the full update in the oh, I guess, what did they say? The holiday season? Yeah. So, the next season will last until... Whoa, that was cool. Will last until the full update. I think we'll probably go through an update whenever they drop the new one. I think it's going to be in, like, July. But we'll see whenever it is. So, yeah, today is the last episode of MoonCraft. So, we're going to be doing a server walkthrough. It's probably going to be a two-part episode because, you know, we got a lot to show off. The first episode is going to be us showing off all of our stuff, and then the second episode, or second part of this episode, I don't know, it's getting confusing, isn't it? Is going to be us showing off all of the community builds, and whoever wants me to show off their stuff. I might just show it off anyway, because it's super cool, and it's worth showing off. So, I guess we should start at the beginning, guys. MoonCraft. I started in October of 2020, and now it's been a while. Hasn't quite been a year yet, but it has been a lot of fun. So when I first started, I found my way over here. Crafty Sloth showed me around. It was lots of fun, and then I ventured out into the wilderness and found a nice little beach where we are going to fly over to right now. So I'll meet you guys back at my little seaside village. It might not be completely finished. Yeah, disclaimer, there's a lot of unfinished stuff here on the MoonCraft server. Mostly my stuff. Yeah, we're going to check it out. Alrighty, guys, let's jump right into it. Alright, guys, well, we'll go over the nether tunnel. Oh my goodness, gas! Not on my last day. Don't kill me. Don't kill me! I don't have to take all the stock out of the Overpowered shop. Get out of here. Go. Go. Alright, I don't want to have to take all of the stock out of there, so get going. I lost my bow, by the way. I lost my bow and I don't know where it is, so we're just going to have to deal with it. So like I was saying, we are going to show off the nether in detail a little bit later. But I thought I'd show off the nether hubs of the areas that we visit. So this is the little mini nether hub that I built to kind of just keep myself attached to the rest of the server as I built up my little starter village where we farmed a lot of stuff. So we're going to hop in right now, but I just thought I would show this off to you guys because it's super cool. This pathway goes all the way to the end. It's a very long path. This path over here actually goes off into two different directions. At the end of this little path, you can go left to get to the sand biome that we have devastated, and the gravel biome that we didn't devastate quite as much. So let's hop right in and check out my starter village. Alrighty, guys, so we are in the starter village. We have a lot of cool stuff here, and some trees that never quite sprouted any leaves, so that's a little sad. Also, all my pets have been here the entire season, so hi guys. Yeah, sorry you're not named. I think there's some named ones in the base. Anyways, we are standing on our super cool nether portal, and I guess we'll start there. So this is one of my favorite nether portal designs of all time that I've done, and it's just floating. It's on a little floating island. There's a way to get up to it through this hidden water stream. It's super secret. You'll never find it. Anyways, it shoots you right up to the top, and you can go through the portal that way if you don't have wings, because there was a few times I died, and I decided, you know what? That's a little tricky. We might need it. We also have a Heart of the Sea or underwater beacon or conduit, I guess they're called, and a bunch of turtles, as you can see. Our very first shop was the turtle shop, and yeah, we got that put in place, and this is where we come when we need to restock it. Or I guess I could say this is where we came. Oh, it's over. Yeah, that's okay, though. Lots of good memories here. We got a lot of work done. We got several different buildings. They all house some kind of farm or industrial thing. So we'll kind of just probably start all the way down there, over there, and then we'll work our way around and finish up over there. There's also some other stuff. So coming across this bridge over here, we first come up to this little pathway that can go left or right. Over here we have our sheep farm. That's right. I don't remember all the episodes for everything, but this was a really fun episode where we got this entire thing done. I like the interior. It's very open and it's still working, as you can see. We got plenty of wool, and unfortunately we can't take it with us because that would be useful. And we never really put it to too much of a use, but if we ever needed any color for any reason, we could just come over and grab some. It was super helpful. Over here we have our little sheep pen. We also have a little chicken cookerator thing over here that I don't even know if it works because we never really keep it rendered and we never really needed chickens. So unfortunately this thing never really got used, although it looks like it's working, kind of, not really. Anyways, oh, is there any chickens in there at all? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Let's move on to the next part. The next building, I guess I should say, where we have spent a crazy amount of time. By the way, this whole little island here was terraformed, and yeah, it's all custom. This whole little island that the sheep thing is sitting on, we raised it up and did all that. So I always really wanted to put a roof on this building, but just never got to it. And yeah, we never really went through the hassle of farming all that dark oak for it. In here is our basically emerald farm, as we got a lot of emeralds here. I guess we could go put that on the stack. That'd be cool. But yeah, we would use the melon and pumpkin farm that's behind us. It would flow into these chests, and then we would just trade with these guys. They're all converted so that every single one of them sells pumpkins or buys pumpkins and melons for 1 emerald. It was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool little thing. And we should have tons of stuff in here still, yeah. So we would do that to buy quartz and keep stock for our golden carrot crop shop, as we needed golden carrots and whatnot. And there's some other cool stuff in here as well. So downstairs, we actually have a, a semi-auto crop farm. When we go ahead and press this button right here, it should wash all of the crops all the way to us. This is a real old school design. As you can see, the water is flowing down. All these hoppers will collect the seeds and all the wheat, because that's what we're growing right now. Probably should have waited for it to grow up, but you know what? We're not going to use it, unfortunately. We also tried to put some bees in here to make the crops grow just a little bit faster. However, there's only like 1 in here still, so he's still working, I guess. All right, thank you, bee. Down here, it was all automatically sorted into different chests, but we pulled most of the stock out at this point, and we just have some potatoes left and a bunch of seeds. So pretty cool stuff, pretty cool, but it's time to move on to the nenext building. Or I guess I could show you the melon and pumpkin farm that's up top. It's pretty standard. We put several modules up here, but it was quite a process to build, and we never really ran out, so I guess it was worth it. Let's see, is that one even working? No. So one of them's not even working, and it's still pumping out. All right, cool. Well, if you guys don't know how that works, it just kind of fires pistons into the block that the stock is not on when yeah, when it grows, because observer views the growth rate, and once it sees it, that's gonna pop it off, and then these little hopper minecarts collect it and shoot down into this water stream where they will you know, get sorted. All right, cool. Well, that's that. And it is nighttime, so we'll get a nice little nighttime view of everything. Looking pretty cool over here. It's a pretty cluttered area, to be honest with you. I really wanted to clean it up, but never quite got to it. All right, over here was our first of our super smelters. And this thing is pretty efficient. It helps. It works, right? You just kind of come up here, throw the stuff you want to smelt in there, throw all the stuff you want to, you know, burn in there, and then it all goes into this chest. Pretty cool. Making some dried kelp. Oh, yeah. All right, and we just did a little blacksmith's design for this. I think there's also like a little upstairs area that you can't actually get to without wings or breaking your way up there. Yeah, we're not going to do that. There's also a ton of material in here that we just never used, so yeah. That's cool. All right, I guess it's time to move on to the next part of the build. Alright guys, so this was actually our starter base. As you can see, it's a multi-tiered little almost castle. I guess it's more like a house or like a castle-esque house. And we fell off. Oh, it fell off the dock. Alright, so when we come inside, there's a bunch of cool stuff. There's actually a farm in here as well. So this right here is an entrance down to our very first mine. I think we converted it to a speed mine at some point, so it's just a big open area. I'm going to show you the better one later because it's really insane. But as you guys can see over here, this is our gunpowder farm. This is our very first creeper farm, and as you can see, it is working pretty well, even still to this day. I think it's also helping that there's no one else online, and apparently it's a spider farm as well. So this was super cool, and it was a lot of fun to do, as I've made creeper farms before, but this one was my very own design. I don't even think I had an episode on this, to be honest with you. But, hey, we never ran out of rockets. Or TNT, really. We got a lot of ancient debris this season and used most of it for tools and armor. Luckily we got a little bit left to put on the, put on the town square. Alright, also we have a view here of our nether portal, our little island there with the bridges, looking good, little boardwalk. Not a lot of privacy up here, unfortunately. But we did a pretty good job with the interior of this room, I believe. I think it turned out pretty nicely. There used to be like chests going all the way up this wall, but once we made the auto sorter, I pretty much cleared most of the stuff out of this. Oh yeah, I think we still have some cursed ender pearls. Yeah, look at that. Let's grab some cursed ender pearls. Oh no, I knew it would happen. Sometimes it breaks. Anyways, yeah, because we had a stacking mod when I first joined the server, which ended up being a little buggy, we do have a cursed stack of 64 ender pearls, way overpowered. Anyways, up here I don't think we have anything really valuable left. Got a little horse armor and stuff. And we also have probably some redstone. Nope. Yeah, so that's pretty much everything in this room and this base, really. I mean, we don't have a ton of stuff up here. The reason there's so many cats is mostly because of the iron farm that I'll show off that I forgot about. But also because creepers would drop in from up here. It was never lit very well, or they would sneak in. So I tried putting fence gates, and that didn't work. See, they're still spawning somewhere. It's probably right in this corner. Anyways, we had to put some cats in there so the creepers would stop come exploding all of our chests. Yeah, so this is the other side of the castle. I'll show that off to you guys real quick. It never really got too crazy, but as you can see, you could enter this way. The creepers probably walked right up those stairs. Yeah. Alright guys, so behind the little castle starter base thing is where we kind of had our animals. If we ever needed to come get some more, we would just breed them up back here. And I think we got all the types, even the chickens. Oh yeah. So this right here is actually an egg farm as well. I believe there's some hoppers that run underneath it, and we can come collect all the eggs. So that's pretty cool. This thing's probably way backed up. Oh no! Alright, so creeper explosion. Yeah, well, that's fine because this thing's full. So I guess the eggs, I don't know. I think it just is automatically always firing now. Not really sure what happened there. Alright, that's the egg farm. We're going to leave that alone for now. I'm not fixing that right now. Alright, so back here, the only other thing is this massive statue of myself. Oh, it's so pretty. Look at him with those beautiful blue eyes made of diamond. Oh, yeah, and you can't really tell, but he does have my beard. You just got to get a little close to notice it. Alright, so below here is an iron farm by Il Mango. So this thing should still be working, I believe. Yeah, there's some iron golems dying in there. This thing gets backed up all the time because we never really attached it to any kind of storage system, but it looks like we've emptied it out recently. This thing gave us like all the iron we ever really needed, and fortunately we needed a lot, so it's a good thing we got that built, or else we would have made DV Cool Fuel a very, very rich man, which we may have anyways because we constantly bought all of the wither skulls he had stocked off of him. Yeah. Never put them to good use. Alright, well, moving on to the next building. This right here is Cactus Farm. Yeah. Oh, wait, that was pretty smooth. Alright, yeah, each layer has a bunch of cactuses in it, and we use that for green dye so we can help Lazy Kate stock the stained glass shop that, you know what, I don't even know if we ever fully stocked, to be completely honest. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I had over a stack of diamonds between all of my shops. In between episodes, I guess, while I was doing the building competition. So that was pretty cool. So this thing right here is actually set up to just convert all of the cactus into bone meal. As we had like yeah, we got a lot of cactus, probably more than we ever needed. In fact, it was more than we ever needed because that double chest of cactus is just going to sit there forever unused. All right, well, that's that. That's the Cactus Farm. Moving on to the next part is one of my most used builds of the entire season. It is the library. Yes, this was our first workshop. It's where we would come to start and finish a lot of episodes and work on making ourselves tools and whatnot. We had a super cool villager breeder design by Logical Geek Boy, where we can convert these guys so they sell all their books for just 1 emerald, and they sell pretty much everything you need. And we got a whole nother row over here. As you can see, we got a bunch of ugly looking chests where we would come and enchant different things for our shops and for ourselves. I think there's like a bunch of books here with all of the, yeah, we got wings and yeah, just a bunch of valuable stuff just laying around in here that never got used, unfortunately. We'd also brew a few potions here. We never really needed a ton of potions this season, but we did make a bit of an automatic potion brewer, or Little Rusty did, and I'll show you that later once we get to the Guardian Farm. Sorry guys, this is going to be a long video. Alright, in here we have our little enchanting room, but we pretty much, I think we didn't make this until after we had the villagers, so we never needed it, but some other people got some use out of it, so it was worth doing. Over here we have Tangotex Sugarcane Farm, and this thing is crazy powerful and gave us all the paper we ever needed. It actually gave us so much we just started converting it into bone meal. Yeah, a lot of bone meal over here. I come down here to the collection system. Yeah, lots of sugarcane, more than we ever needed, and we never ran out of rockets, so that's good. Up here, there's actually an automatic cow cooker. It wasn't a smusher, so I'm pretty sure we would just kind of breed them. The babies would fall here, and then we would just like cook them with lava, and the steaks would end up here. We never really needed steak, though, because we are the proud owners of the Golden Carrot Crop Shop. I guess we're going to have to do a whole nother segment of all of our shops, too. Alright, over here we caught some foxes, and they're just sleeping. Super cute. Oh, he got out. Get back here. Alright. Whatever. We have this fully manual bamboo farm over here for all the bamboo needs, and a beaconless beacon. Yeah, beaconless beacon. Making our way past the beautiful unfinished tree and little foxhole thing, we got a nice little custom waterfall, so beautiful, and a house that houses all of our masons. So in here is where we would get most of the quartz for our build that you'll see in a minute, because this is just our starter base. We haven't gotten to the Megabase yet. These guys gave us lots and lots of quartz. We also bought some other stuff like bricks for them, because we started using a lot of bricks for a while there, and this build is a terrible example of it. I don't really like the design of it too much, but we did have a lot of success with the brick in some other builds that we'll be showing off today. Alright, we also have this little pathway that goes all the way back to the wool farm, so we don't have to go that way. We're already over there. And last but definitely not least, we have another Logical Geek Boy design, and that's a villager breeder. I think this was our first little bit of redstone. It's not really redstone, it's just a mechanic farm. So over here, we can turn it on and off, and if you leave this thing on, man, those guys pile up. We still got a few in there. So we did a whole project where we made this in the swamp biome, so we could try and get all these custom, swamp skins, and there's a lot there. And it's pretty cool. I think they're dying. Anyways, this thing was pretty fancy. You just hit this button, and it would grab a villager and take them wherever you wanted. However, there is nowhere for them to go, so they're just going to sit here. Alright, bye guys. Have fun. Alright, so that is the starter base. Again, we did a lot of custom terraforming on the outer outcropping areas of this place, and made this whole thing a little beach. It turned out really nice. I think this was a good starter village. I wish we would have got those trees done, because then this thing would have been completely finished. But unfortunately, today's the last day, and we don't have a lot of time left, so we will not be doing that. Alright, time to move on to the next thing, and what I'm going to show you guys is the Guardian Farm that we did for our Christmas special episode. It was a huge episode. You got to go check it out if you want to see us build the whole thing. But we built a whole ice path highway just to get there. So if you come up this way, you'll see the two different designs we initially had for our nether travel. We have this progressively a more dangerous ice pathway that never really worked, and this beautiful design that we came up with for soul sand, which the ghasts love to you know, make us fall to our deaths down below. But I like the design. It's pretty cool. We might implement that in the future. Not really sure yet. Had a lot of fun with it. Alright, so I'm going to fly all the way down this blue ice pathway and use it for what it's not intended for, and get to the Guardian farm so we can show that off. So as you can see, we ended up ditching this bottom... Whoa, 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 whoa. Almost died. We ended up ditching the bottom blue ice pathway and made our very own new one up here that's super fast and much, much safer. Maybe we'll take a trip down it later when we get to our new Nether Hub. But if you come down here, you can actually get to the Guardian farm, and there has been Endermen in that boat for like the whole season. So in here we had a lot of help from Little Rusty. Unfortunately, we were in charge of building the farms to gather all of the resources for the potion brewer, and we never did it, so shame on us. But she put a lot of work into this, and it looked really cool, and it worked really well, even though I told her the wrong ingredients at first, and it was a whole thing. It was pretty funny. But yeah, the way that this works is the potions get, you know, automatically made, and then we use them to kill the Guardians with, which, you know, is probably the best way to do it, because this thing's dangerous, man. As you can see here, there's a lot of Guardians. Yep, so you just go up there and swing your sword, and I know it's really loud. Sorry about that. It got to be such a problem that I just added this little lava feature to kill them all at once and get rid of them, so we didn't have to worry about that. You have to turn your particles way down in this farm. This is CubFan135's Guardian farm design, and we maxed it out. So I'll show you up top in just a minute, but can't we just appreciate this room with a terrible looking roof for just a second? Everyone said they liked it. Me, on the other hand, I think it looks cool, but I also think it looks like an old bathroom. Let me know what you think about that in the comments down below. Alright, we used a lot of sea lanterns in our builds, which I was just like super geeked for, because I've never had a way to, you know, renew resources. This was our first ever Guardian farm, and I had a lot of fun with it, and we used the heck out of all the resources like Prismarine and stuff. And other people came and used it too, and that's totally cool. I'm glad everyone got some use out of it. I think it looks like it's pretty much cleared out of all the resources, which is good. It got used. So this was one of our more used farms of the season. It was a great XP farm. We ended up making a piglin bartering farm, again by Ilmago, well, a gold farm. So that ended up being probably the best XP farm for us personally. But there was a couple other things that people did as well that we'll show off in part 2. So if you come up here, you can see all these guys flying into the machine already. This thing was super efficient, especially when no one else was online. So I'm going to go ahead and sleep and show you a little bit more. So from the outside here, it doesn't look that crazy, but we actually went ahead and cleared out the entire ocean monument, destroyed all of it, and then filled it back in with water. As you can see, it is lagging out pretty good. It was also a mini squid farm. Sometimes they would die in there. Sometimes we'd also get some dolphin heads, which was pretty sad, really. But it was a lot of fun to do, and there's a lot of fence gates in this. I don't really want to get trapped in here because it gets a little hairy. There was also a bit of a dead spot because I didn't follow the instructions. So every once in a while these guys would get stuck in there, but they're pretty good jumpers, so they jump out usually. But yeah, as you can see, it's pretty efficient. It also has some crazy flying squid, so it's quite the attraction. Yep, I had a lot of fun with this one, guys, and we had a bunch of time to do it. So yeah, got used. It was a win. All right. Another thing I'll show you guys while I'm over here is the decimation we had. So at one point, this entire thing was covered in dirt. Yeah, that's all us. We really destroyed this area. We carved all the way up to here for dirt, and that is far from it. All of this as well. All had dirt. Yep, all us. We ruined this area. We also shaved a lot of these trees down. This is where we would come to just like tear apart the world for resources. I know, it's so bad. Over here we took down all these things, more dirt collection. Yeah, I'm just showing you the gritty truth behind all of the crazy grind of survival Minecraft. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll show you guys in a minute why we needed so much dirt, and that would be for our Megabase. So I guess we could head over there, and I guess we'll take the new nether blue ice pathway to get there. So let's head back, guys. So I had to fly over to our little mini nether hub to get a boat because we're going to do this little ice tunnel thing. But I just thought I would show you an aerial view of the nether hub that we already showed off. It's pretty cool looking. All right, well, we're going to head back to the start of the blue ice pathway and show off the tunnel. Alright, here we go, going down the blue ice pathway. This thing was super fast and probably the most protected blue ice pathway I ever made. Turned out pretty well, and it was pretty dang expensive too. We put crying obsidian behind this red glass for some reason because we can't see it. I don't know. It looks cool from the outside though, and it's pretty safe. Sometimes the baby piglins, yep, like right there, will get stuck on the underneath the glass, and boom, there we go. Alright guys, so here is our main little nether area. So here, that way is our Megabase portal, and if you go that way, that's world spawn. We're going to go over most of the nether tunnels in the episode, the next part of this episode, where we show off like the collective builds. But while we're here, before we head into our Megabase, I'm going to show you guys what we got going on in the bottom part of the nether. So, down here we got a piglin bartering farm. Oh yeah, after we made the gold farm that little Rusty and I made, we worked on this thing, and this is where we get all of our blackstone, and honestly we made this entire thing just for quartz, because the villager traders were just not cutting it. So we needed another form of quartz. As you can see, it's pretty cleared out, but we do have well, we did have a lot of blackstone in there. I'm sure we have several shulkers full somewhere. We also can get obsidian, crying obsidian, a bunch of other stuff. Believe it or not, these were all full at one point. We just used most of it. Not all of the resources. Like, you never really need that much string. Well, I guess some people do. We'd also come down here to farm our nether wart. So a little unfinished. I always really wanted to put a piglin head right there, but I don't think there was enough space for it. Anyways, yeah, we got all these little guys. Another Logical Geek Boy design. A lot of his farms. I'll see if I can remember to put links in the description down below. I might just link the channels because they're super good. And then up here we have our own design gold distribution farm. So this just puts the gold in the chest. Pretty straightforward. And then we can just kickstart the farm right there and give all these guys gold, but there's none in there right now. So that is pretty much all we did in the nether, to be honest. There's some more stuff on the nether roof, and we worked a lot on some of the tunnels and stuff, but we never really got a little nether base going, which is a little sad, as this was like the nether update. But you know what, is what it is. I think it looks pretty cool anyway, and it's time to head to the Megabase. The real Megabase. Alrighty guys, this is the Megabase. So much left unfinished, and I had so many plans for it, but we got a huge amount of work done. So when I started, this was just ocean. Completely ocean. All of this was placed by me in survival, and it took a lot. Like, maybe we'll check some stats at the end if I remember. But we placed so many dirt blocks and grass blocks and even stone for like all the walls. I mean, you can tell it's placed down because like world doesn't generate like that. And we never even really got to detail it. It turned out really nice though, and what we did get done, I'm super proud of, and it's some of the best building I've ever done. So we got the little Java Lava Craft guys protecting the base. Here is the where we put a lot of work in. We spent like a whole week. We had a little mini vacay, and we spent the whole thing building this. We did some of it on a stream. It was lots of fun, and I think it turned out really nice. There's also a bunch of snowy foxes everywhere. We found snowy foxes and populated our town with them. It's gotten a little out of hand, yeah. But there's no one else living here, so they're more than welcome to hang around. So this place is really cool. Everywhere you kind of walk around, there's just a lot to see. We got a little market here, and most of them are just houses, a bunch of cool little houses. We used different kinds of colored terracotta for the roofs, and I was really happy with the way it turned out. We also have some docks over here, which look really good, and a little plane, but I like that we added this ship that's about to crash into these islands because it shouldn't have its sails open. But we added that, and we also added pathways around the entire thing, so you can get from here all the way to over there without having to fly. So I always make the mistake of once I get wings, I don't really make enough pathways to be able to kind of just get around to everything. But we worked really hard on not not making that a thing, so people could come walk over here even early game and check out the build. So yeah, there's a ton of little details everywhere. And I had a lot of fun building this. So that's really much all I can say about the docks. If you'd like to see more and see it in more detail, there are like 2 or 3 episodes where I show this off. I think there's one megasode where we get all of it done. But I think it looks pretty cool. Unfortunately, if you guys have been watching the series, you probably don't know what these are, because I don't either. Yeah, those little circular structures never really got finished, unfortunately. And they probably were going to get torn down anyways, because they didn't look too great. Oh man, we left our elytra all the way over at the other base. Alright guys, so here's a quick view of the fountain where the actual base inside interior is at night. It looks really pretty. But now it's time to check it out at daytime. Jeez, this place is a mob farm. It's always so hard to sleep unless we go find our bed. Anyways, here's the fountain during the day. I'm pretty proud of this thing. I think it turned out pretty nicely. We're going to have to swap out our elytra here in a second. And here's our super ugly one-piece boat. If you guys have ever seen the anime One Piece, this base was supposed to be Water 7. However, we really didn't get to fill in anything here. This is all custom. Like, this is all dirt that we placed and filled in with ice and water and whatnot. So yeah, I was hoping to really put some like pathways and different shops and stuff and little details here and there, but we just didn't get it done, and that's okay. I think we got enough done. We got a lot of work. So there's a little design we put in quartz around the whole build. So if you're wondering where all that quartz went, it's in this. It's on lining everything in there. It's also inside the base. But we'll get to that in a minute. So that's the docks. That's pretty much the fountain, the exterior of the build. There's a few other things, and we're probably going to crash if we don't swap out our elytra here. Alright, switched out our elytra, and we're back. So, the only other stuff on the exterior, other than, like, the tons of terraforming that just doesn't have anything on top of it, that we did was our little mining area over here. So over here, there's, like, a speed mine with a little optical illusion. So over here, it's pretty cool. It's like a little mining shaft, and it looks like it keeps going on into a dark cave, and there's some scary noises. But it actually doesn't. This is just black concrete, and we have a little bubble vader. So let me show you guys our most used mine of the entire season. So down here is our speed mine. We would change up beacons. There's tons of beacons just laying in the ground, just like tons, like probably thousands of iron blocks. Well, thousands of iron ingots at least worth. But yeah, this thing is nuts. It just keeps going. Yeah, it goes like pretty far out each way and keeps going. Yeah, we really mined out a lot down here. We could have, if we would have gone like 2 blocks higher while we did all of it, we would have a ton of space down here. But yeah, look at it. It just keeps going and going. And this is the end of it. So yeah, I mean, that's it. I just thought I would show that to you guys because it's a pretty crazy amount of you know, blocks to mine. And if you didn't believe that we did all of this in survival, well, we wouldn't be mining all this out. So maybe that's just a little bit of proof for you. But yeah, I just wanted to show that off because I thought it was pretty ridiculous, and we spent a lot of time. We kind of just watch a movie and then just tear through a ton of stone or something, listen to an audiobook, just getting it done. We needed a lot of stone for a lot of different things, so that's what this ended up being. We also put, you know, diamonds. Oh, there's our bow! We found our bow! Heck yeah! And 11 diamond ore, so that's pretty cool. Would have totally forgot about that. The cool thing about this mine is when we fill up our pockets, we can come over here and fill these chests, and it shoots them into a water stream that goes upstairs and into an automatic sorter, and I'll show that off to you guys. So we pop back up and head back down the little mining shaft tunnel here, and as you can see, there's some ore being processed and transported by the mining company, and I like to think this is like the mining company headquarters where you can come in and you know, purchase your ores and whatnot. So there's just a ton of stuff. It's pretty much everything you find down here for the most part. and we got, you know, a ton of cobblestone from it, from our fortune picks, and a ton of regular stone from our normal picks, and just sorts it all out for us, so we don't really have to worry about it. We can just keep mining and mining and mining, maybe looking for diamonds or whatever, and then just throw it in those chests down there, and it would sort it out for us automatically. Pretty cool, and I like this idea and this design, so I might even use this in the future, because it's very convenient when you're just trying to farm a bunch of different things all at once. This looks pretty cool, but never really, you know, had any use for it. I just thought it would be a fun little addition to the area. I guess it's like the ore processing. Not sure. All right, so now it's time to get into a little bit of the redstone, you guys. Over here we have a concrete converter. We opened up a concrete shop, maybe even in the last episode, I'm not sure. But it's pretty cool. It pushes all of the concrete through automatically and pushes it down, and then this Tnt Duplication Machine blows up the concrete, gets sucked up, and we collect it. This is another design by Logical Geek Boy, and this thing was super, super handy, and used a really cool trick where it reads an output from these furnaces here. So I think that's super cool, and I learned a lot building this farm, so we might use that in the future. But I never got to put the Frankie house over it, so that's a little sad, and it would have been a lot of work anyway, so oh well. We'll get plenty of builds done next season, don't worry. And now it is time to move inside, where we have a ton of stuff going on. We've spent countless hours in here. As you can see, it's pretty much big enough to fly around in. It's a little dangerous to fly around in, but we farm different items in here. We have spawners in here. We also have a mega blast furnace. So I guess we should start at the beginning and go over this thing. So we have two different inputs at this entrance of the base. We have our item input, where we can just chuck random items in, and it will sort out everything that we sort. And then over here we have our shulker box unloader. So over here we can just kind of chuck in any shulker box that has items in it, and it will sort them out. It will remove them and then put the empty shulkers into you know, a little collection chest for us. And you can probably hear that clicking away. So let's see if we can view it from the other side. Whoa, okay. Yep, so here you go. Up here, it just kind of reads when there's items in there and then breaks the shulker once it's done. And all of our shulkers end up here, nice and empty for us. We never made a full output. When the items are getting taken out of the box, they get shot into this water stream and into our automatic item sorter. We also have other areas of the base, which I guess I'll show off in a bit, that we can throw any items into that kind of run into this water stream and back into the item sorter. So there's like a bunch of different places in here where you can throw stuff into chests and it will go right back into the sorter. That was you know, I would say that was out of laziness, but at the same time, it's like it took a whole thing to build it. All right, guys. So this room is one of my favorite rooms that I've ever built. This is our workshop, where we have our little armor on display. This is where we put a lot of the items that we don't sort, like all the different variants of slabs and stairs and doors and stuff, just because it would take up way too much space. We also sort all of our colored blocks over here, because could you imagine adding all the extra space for all these different colored blocks? And normally we have this a little bit more clear, but we were working on an episode that never really got finished with micro blocks and armor stand mods and stuff like that, which luckily we'll be able to do in the next season since it's getting transferred over. But here's our head collection. Yeah, never did anything with it, but we got a lot of heads. And then this is our overflow system. So anything that doesn't get sorted, or every once in a while because of you know, lag prevention, items will stack up and not be able to get filtered through the hoppers fast enough. We would end up with stuff that could have been sorted ending up in here, so we can just kind of throw it back into this chest, which runs into that water stream that I just showed you. So back to the sorter, yeah. But yeah, this area has all the different workstations that we need. It's pretty fun. We've got little anvils and smithing tables, looms, little brewing stands, whatever we really need for any project we're working on. We also have these 4 too tall flowers for any dyes, stuff like that. And then we just have a ton of random stuff that just we never used, and it would just kind of junk up our inventory, and we just kind of stored it somewhere. So yeah, I never really had any plans with these blocks, but if we ever needed them, they were here. All right, cool. So this is the workshop room, the overflow storage, stuff like that. There's also a little mini smelter. So if we just had like something we needed to bone meal, we could chuck it in this chest. Or just like if we wanted to see what something looked like and didn't have the smelted version of it, we could have thrown it in here and then the fuel over here. So we'd use that every once in a while. But there is a super smelter in here. Don't you worry about that. We'll get to that in just a second. But yeah, I like this design a lot, and I learned a lot from building in here as well. So moving on to the next part of the build, that would be our actual storage. So our storage is kind of in a cross shape, which gets a little confusing because we didn't put like a ton of tells to say what's on what side. But over here we have all of our blocks. For the most part, we have like the blackstone, the mossy variants, the quartz, and then like the prismarine and stuff. We got a little bit of everything left, you know. Grass, ice, stone types, bricks, granite, all that good stuff. Over here we have like mob drops and loot and stuff. So we have all the different ore types. And over here we have like just random stuff that we needed constantly. Like ink sacks. Man, that's a lot of ink sacks. Okay. I wish I knew those were there. And then we have a ton of quartz that we were using for our build. And then these are completely full. Those are from the gold farm. That's how we got all that. And then all this ore from our speed mines. At a certain point in the game, if you have an iron and a gold farm, you don't really need these. They're hard to build with, but, you know, we have them if we need them. Yeah, alright, cool. So we have a bunch of, you know, prime obsidian, all that good stuff. The next part over here is where we actually have a little bumped out area. So we have some nether bricks, some like lesser used items like the chiseled stone and stuff. That we just basically sorted anything that we would notice was kind of getting built up in the overflow area. If there was enough of it, we would sort it after we did all the stuff that we, you know, actually needed to sort. Bamboo, all that good stuff, vines, whatnot. And then down here, we actually had to bump it out because we didn't have enough storage. And this is all the wood. So these are every kind of wood type, plank type. We didn't do stripped, but we did do saplings and leaf blocks as well. We needed a storage solution for all these because we actually sell most of them in the shopping district. And I'll show that to you guys in a minute. But I thought it was smart to kind of just separate all of them. We never ended up selling saplings. Should have just let Crafty Sloth use them for her tree farm. But yeah, we got them. We got them. All right, over here at the end of this hallway, we never really finished most of the interior for the base, unfortunately. But we did have a map of the whole like server for the most part, or at least the builds I could find. We were right there, Lava 7, Little Rusty's right next to us. And if you're wondering where this is in relation to the shopping district is right over there. And well, let's see, where's our little starter village? I don't know. It's somewhere. Alright guys, so it looks like this is a little broken at the moment. We're just not having luck with those minecarts today. But over here is our sapling collection area for when we were farming different leaf and tree types. You see there's a little bit of trees right there. But basically, we'd come up here, plant some trees, grow them up, chop them down, and then leave. And those little minecarts would kind of spit out all the different drops from the trees, like sticks and, you know, I guess... Oh yeah, we'd bone meal this and chop it all down for grass and whatnot. But why is there a boat over there? Must have been an Enderman. Alright, and then we got a lot of bone meal from this over here. So there's actually some kind of mod on the server that lets us move spawners. So we played around with that for a few episodes. And up here, there is a skeleton spawner. So we never really use it for XP. But whenever we needed bone meal, we'd come up here and, you know, kill some skeletons. And their drops would go down, and yeah, we'd grow some trees. Alright, so that's this technical part of the base. We'll move on to the next part, which is going to be down there. One of my favorite things that we made the entire season, the Super Smelter, the real one. So I think this was a concept by a Logical Geek Boy. I don't think there's a tutorial on it or anything, but I sure had a lot of fun building it and messing around with all the different mechanics. And we went pretty hard on the design as well. So you walk down this very ominous, probably very hot hallway up into this area, and we have a ton of different fuel inputs and blah, 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 crazy stuff. So over here we can throw some items in, anything we want to smelt, and they end up over here when they're done. So we can put 4 double chests worth of items in, as long as we have enough fuel to fuel it. And when we're done, we can just chuck them in this chest, and they'll go back to the item sorter. So if we put like some golden carrots in there, you should see them disappear. So we can just chuck some random bits and bobs in there. As you can see, we got a lot of glass that's melted up and whatnot. So how do we fuel this thing? This thing is crazy, and I'm going to show it to you in a minute. But we have 3 different ways to fuel it. We can put fuel in manually into this chest, and those mobs are super loud. We also have blaze spawners up there, so we can chop down these blaze. The rods get picked up by a hopper minecart, and or just normal hoppers since it's soul sand. And yeah, this isn't vanilla, I know. It's still survival, and it wasn't easy to do, but it's not vanilla. Ah, I'm burning. So when this is not working, we also have a small bamboo farm that constantly trickles in just a little bit of fuel. So if we go down here, we can check out the actual smelter itself. So this smelter right here, and it looks like it's backed up a little bit, was crazy fun, and it's really fun to see in action. Although I don't think our fuel solutions ever fully did the system justice. I mean, it could have if we would have focused more on the fuel rather than just like having multiple different ways to fuel it. But it's really, really smart. There's basically observers that fire these droppers, so that constantly get spit out every time something smelts. So we can actually sort or smelt a ton of items, and then they can move super quick rather than having to go through hopper speed. So pretty fun, and we can fill 4 double chests worth of stuff on any one smelting session. So pretty cool, pretty cool. It was a lot of fun. We'll be doing another one of these in the future for sure, and just kind of mixing up the design of it and just make it our own, and it'll be lots of fun. There's minecart unloaders over here, and loaders that pick up all the different items whenever we store them in chests. Yeah, very smart, very redstone heavy, and I don't think there's a tutorial for this, but maybe I'll link the video if I can find it, because this was a lot of fun to make. Alright, cool. So this is the behind the scenes area for the redstone. We're going to just head back up to the super smelter, and that's almost it for the base. Now it is time to head downstairs and show you some of the piping, because that's pretty cool too. And I think that's it. I think that's it. All we got to do is show off the shops we built. Alright, so we're back over by the map room area, and if we head down this way, we needed something for brown dye, so we have some cocoa beans that we'd harvest and whatnot. And then down here is underneath this entire base. So as I said, all of the blocks upstairs, it used to be an ocean. So this is what it looks like in it, because it's hollow. Yeah. So yeah, there's a bunch of crazy stuff going on down here. Down here is like where we bumped out the farm, I believe. So, or we bumped out the sorter. So up here is our wood storage. Over there was a little makeshift kelp farm that kind of broke, kind of works, kind of doesn't. But it actually feeds all of the kelp into the super smelter, so that we can always have a little bit of fuel being made. So yeah, that's pretty cool, pretty cool. Here's the super smelter, input and output and whatnot. I think we're going to get to see some stuff going through it, yeah. So it just kind of passively makes dried kelp every once in a while, just so that if we really need to smelt something quickly, or just a little bit of something, we don't have to go farm a bunch of fuel for it, yeah. Not a very efficient, like, as far as fuel goes. By the way, there's another super beacon down here, and I think we did a lot of mining down here as well. We'll check it out really quick. Yeah, so we did some experiments down here with mobs and whatnot, and so it's pretty dangerous. But we did carve out a big chunk here as well to get diamonds and stone and whatnot. We were going to do something down here, but we just never ended up wanting to, and I never really had a really good plan for it, so I just never got done. But it's looking pretty cool down here. I always think this is this technical stuff and like the behind the scenes stuff is really cool. That makes all the redstone work. So yeah, all these pipes right here are the different chests I was talking about, running from different parts of the base back into the item sorter. So yeah, we got a couple of them, and they kind of run into each other, and yeah, it all just works. It just works. It's pretty cool, but I think that is it for the base, you guys. It is time to head to the shopping district, but make sure you leave a comment down below and let me know what you think about the base. And this video is going to be like an hour long. Hopefully not, but we'll see. Oh guys, I forgot to mention, there's one more thing I want to show you. So there's 2 different portals at this base. There's the base portal, which takes us to the Nether Hub, where we can go all over the world. And then there's this portal up here, not that high. up here that you kind of have to fly to. But if you can fly, you should probably already be in the point of the game where you can get on the Nether Roof. So up here is the portal to the Nether Roof. We're not going to go in there right now, as we are going to check that out. I think we'll check that out in the next episode, because all the only projects I've done up there I did with other people, so we'll save that for the friends and community building part of the episode, part 2. So let's head back to the Nether portal that takes us to the Nether Hub, and we will go check out our shops, because I'm super proud of them, and they did really well. We're very wealthy. Alright, so heading down the Nether tunnel, and instead of going to the blue ice pathway, we're going this way to the Nether Hub. So over here is like a central spawn, I believe, where there's many bases, which we'll check out in the next part. But if we head down this way, we should be able to get to the shopping district, where we have quite a few shops. Actually, I kind of went crazy with the shops. I think we're gonna be a little bit more reserved next season as far as like selling items goes. I actually have a cool plan for that, but that's super secret. All right, here's our big pile of money laying on the ground. So let's check out some of the shops. We'll do them in order, but before we do them, I want to show this off. So I decided I wanted to kind of spruce up the main Nether portal of the shopping district and put like a map of all the different shops in. So I built this little thing. It's kind of sticks out a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I was a little worried that it would cover up the sheep, but you can definitely still see the sheep. Yeah, if you come down in here, you can actually see a map of the whole shopping district. Turned out really cool, but unfortunately we did have to add these smooth stones because you couldn't really see it. So up here, a few people decided to name their shops with, these little things, which is definitely encouraged. I never really got to mine, but I'll point out where all of my shops are. So we have this one here, we have this one here, this one, and yeah, there's a few that aren't even on this map yet. It's not quite updated. Alright, cool. So let's start checking them out. We'll check them out in order that we made them. So the very first shop we ever opened, as this was our first multiplayer server that we really played on, is the turtle shop. Shell shocked. Oh yeah. So we made a few diamonds in here, guys. This season was pretty good. And we sold all turtle related items. So scoots, ultra rare scoots for 1 diamond block. We also sold seagrass and turtle eggs. So this place, I loved the interior and the way this turned out. I think this whole build was one of my better ones, and it was my first. So we made a little pond area for the turtle shell to sit in, and yeah, I really liked it. And it was all right off the dome. No like schematics or anything. We just made a circle. It was lots of fun. All right. So the next shop we opened was the Golden Carrot Crop Shop. And I'm sorry it's raining. That's definitely sad. We'll try. Maybe we can sleep the rain off in just a second. Because this shop, I feel like it's just it's a wholesome little family-friendly crop shop, where we sell all the goods. It's kind of like a farmer's market. And the trapdoor bandit has struck again, and now there's these things. What the heck? Oh my goodness, this is out of hand. I wonder if the trapdoor bandit is gonna follow us all the way to the next season. Well, anyways, here's the interior. We got lots of little fun leaves and fish heads around here, and they used to be squid heads at some point because we got bamboozled. Yeah, there's a few still hanging around. But we sold all sorts of crops for different prices. Yeah, we put them on these little hay bales. So a few of these items we sold for multiple stacks for 1 diamond and all sorts of stuff. I think the only thing we never really stocked was vines, which probably would have been a hot seller, to be honest. And then obviously it's called the Golden Carrot Crop Shop for a reason. We sold golden carrots by the stack and golden carrots by the shulker box, and you get a free shulker box for 1 diamond block. Oh yeah. So this shop slowly generated us money as people needed food and different crops for different kinds of projects. So it was a big money maker for us in the long run. Although it did take quite a while before we started to generate any profit. I'm going to try and see if we can wait for the rain to stop before we show off the rest of our builds, though, because I don't like showing off builds in the rain. Alright guys, so next up we have the glass shop. This was a combination effort between me and Lisa Kate, and it was lots of fun. We never fully stocked it, I don't think. But we did have a lot of fun getting together to talk about getting started and kind of working on it separately. So yeah, we're missing some colors, but that's okay. It was still lots of fun to work on, and we got some work done on a live stream and a couple different episodes. You know, I'm not totally in love with the way it turned out, but it was lots of fun. So alright, well that is the glass shop. I think we might even have some diamonds in there. Let's check upstairs. So like, check it out. The employees entrance is up here, so I guess you could use ender pearls, might be better than rockets, but we never made a staircase. And up here we have a bunch of dyes. Yeah, that's on me. I never got the glass for that stuff. And Lisa Gates has 10 diamonds in there. Alright, well, I guess you won't need those. Maybe we'll add them to the pile. Yeah, okay, let's move on to the next shop. The next shop is the Overpowered Netherright Tool and Armor Shop. So this one was lots of fun to build, and it was quite a bit of work to get stocked up, because yeah, Netherite's not cheap. And we sold it for a lot of diamonds, and we made, I think, 3 sales here, and even with 3 sales it was one of our most profitable shops. So inside we have like this crazy fog effect glass thing going on, and yeah, we sold 2 of these overpowered box sets. So this stuff has just been sitting in here for months, waiting for someone to buy it, but it is 180 diamonds, so, you know, I get it, it's expensive. And then we were selling each of the tools and some of the armor for you know, 25 diamonds. But yeah, we sold 2 of those boxes and 1 pickaxe. So, you know, we did pretty well there. But yeah, that is Overpowered. I wanted it to kind of look like an alien had come and set up shop in the shopping district, and I think it looks pretty cool. And we had some fun with the glass fog effect with Optifine and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's Overpowered, the super fun shop, and next up is actually going to be our second to last shop, the Terraforming and Landscaping shop. So we did this crazy tree. It was very organic and strangely shaped, but inside of the tree we sell a bunch of different products. So coming right up to the front door, coming inside, and we got lots of these pressure plates now. They weren't there before. We sell all the different kinds of leaf types, hay bales, grass, lily pads, ferns, dead bushes. We also sell sand and gravel here. We also sell soul sand, and we sold podzol, but we sold out and we never restocked, so bummer. And then out here, we terraformed this whole area and this little ridge over here, and then put some enticing you know, ideas in people's heads. So we offered terraforming and landscaping services, but we just got so busy with the building competition that we never even got to fulfill any of our work orders. So that was a big bummer, but you know, maybe we can open another one in season 2, because I really wanted to do some gardening for people. It would have been lots of fun. So let's check out all the people we disappointed. Oh, we got a new one too. Lisa Kate terraforming long pathway, cliffside views, and terraforming in the garden. So yeah, that sucks, but you know what? It is what it is. We still made a ton of shops. This one actually, or we still made a ton of diamonds off this shop, as I think Lil Rusty bought out like all the leaves once or twice. So we had a lot of leaf collection this season. It was quite the grind, but it was lots of fun. So that is the terraforming and landscaping shop. We'll get a bit of an aerial view so you can kind of see the entire area it takes up, because we really hogged this part of the map. Alright, here we go. We put a little spruce forest backdrop. We got a little path going all the way to the part of the, you know, trail over there. We also terraformed all of these cliff sides and waterfalls. So yeah, it turned out really nice, and I had a lot of fun building it. So I think we have one shop left. Where is that at? So our last shop was one I was trying to get done for a long time, but wasn't only able to do it in the last few episodes. But luckily some people got a use out of it, and it is the concrete shop. So coming down this little path here that we made, you can see those big bright concrete letters, and we did a very like industrial themed build here. So we got all sorts of crazy, you know, antennas and stuff going on up top. Yeah, it was kind of a weird like mix up of build styles that we went for, but I think it turned out okay in the end. I kind of like it. And inside, the interior is pretty minimal, but we do offer all the different kinds of concrete. That was the main focus. We also have a work order in here we never fulfilled, but we did eventually stock every chest, so at least we did that. And when I logged down today for the first time in a while, we had sold several stacks and got over a stack of diamonds from it. So cool. That is all of our shops, and we will kind of show off the shopping district and some of the other areas and games and stuff in part 2 of the MoonCraft server walkthrough. That is actually everything for today's episode, and I hope you guys enjoyed. It was a lot of fun, and we're actually going to end this this series right here, where it all started, right here on this pathway with the bookcase behind me, and now there is even a lot more stuff in this backdrop. So I had a lot of fun, guys. Look forward to part 2, because I know this video is going to be long, so I got to split it up. Well, I had a lot of fun playing on the server, and I look forward to playing again with all of our realm mates and with you guys, watching the videos, seeing all the crazy shenanigans, builds, redstone, and stuff that we get into in the next one. So after part 2, it's all over, guys, and we can say goodbye to MoonCraft Season 1. It's been real. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for even more content, because we put out episodes every single week, and you don't want to miss the very end, part 2 of the end, I guess, of MoonCraft Season 1. Hit that subscribe button. Bye, guys. That's going to do it for me.